Alright, so we're going to be covering that note for note in this lesson. But before we get to the licks, I just wanted to cover a few basics, such as the chord progression that we will be using for our 1-4-5. We are in the key of C. When I say C, I'm talking about C dominant 7. But I'm just going to be moving forward, just going to say I'm in the key of C. So anyway, dominant 7 chord, if you don't know how to play the C, if you know how to play the major C chord, simply lift the pinky and there is your dominant 7. Essentially with that, what you're doing is you're just flattening the 7th. Won't bore you too much with the theory, but that's what it is. So over that, we will be playing the minor pentatonic scale, which goes like this. In the box number 1. We will also be using the box number 2 of the major pentatonic in the same position. So that goes like this. The reason why I'm sticking to the same position and not just going 3 steps down to play again box number 1 for the major pentatonic is I want you to be able to fluently superimpose major and minor pentatonic on the same position in every box. We're going to be covering all the other boxes in future lessons, but this is one of the things that I'm going to be concentrating on, because I just don't want to go all over the fretboard, because it's not a very efficient way to play lead. Anyway, so the next chord that we have is an F dominant 7. F note, as you know, if this is C, then one string below on the same fret is F. It would be handy if you guys can have a basic understanding of the lay of the land as far as at least the main notes go. If not the sharps and the flats, at least try to memorize the main notes. It's helpful. So F, if you know how to play the bar chord F with the root on the 2nd string from the top, which is the A string, then you just simply use the ring finger and the pinky like that. And I'll do a close-up of this. That's your F. And the 5 chord, you can play the 5 chord by simply moving it 2 semitones up, and then that's your G. But I would like to stick with the same position. So from F, I would be playing the G dominant 7 in the same position where I played the other 2 notes, which is inside the pentatonic box 1. They're all available right there. So it's the same note. If that's a 5, I can do a 4 by going down 2, but we're just going to stick with this box. So you have a 1 chord right here, you have your 4 chord right here, and you have your 5 chord, and then between the ring finger, the middle, and the pinky, they form a little triangle. So that's going to be our chord basis for this, and we will be doing licks combining both major and minor pentatonic. Don't be scared. We will be covering the details of major and minor pentatonic, combining them in more detail in the next lesson. I just wanted to give you an introduction, because in the lead that you just heard, I am combining both major and minor pentatonic. So I just wanted to make a note of that, just to give you a head start. So if you're not familiar with it, just understand that where you have a pattern 1 for minor pentatonic, you have a pattern 2 for major pentatonic in the same box. That's the important thing. Alright, now we're going to go note for note, learning the licks that you just heard a little while ago. So one thing to keep in mind in this lick is it's a classic blues starting point with a move from a minor third to a major third. Here we go. That's a minor third, that's a major third right here. I'm going to play that slowly one more time. The second lick, I start with a slight pre-bend. You don't need to drag that down, but I just did it. You can just leave it there and it's just going to be fine. Third one. Now that one, I borrowed it straight from major pentatonic. Combining major and minor pentatonic here, we can get to the details of the theory behind it a little later. But for now, let's just play these licks, okay? That's how we close out the one chord. So there's a little bit of a hammer on pull up, very basic. Now we go into the 4 chord. One more time. Now you don't need to play that note. If you want to just, you could just do this too. Just as good. To keep in mind that we're just playing these 4 notes up in the middle of that pentatonic, right? But it's what note you stress, the tonal notes that you stress, that makes your lead kind of pop out a little better, because you're necessarily in this lick, you're highlighting the tonal notes of the 4 chord. That's why it sounds good, even though you're just using 4 notes, right? So that's a little bit of a pre-bend. Again, 4 notes. See that? The next lick goes like this. Again, same notes, stressing a different note. What is the note that I'm stressing? You're back to the 1 chord. I'm stressing the 1 note, which is the C. So let's play what we have so far. Alright, so that's how we're ending that note. Again, I'm borrowing notes from the major pentatonic. Major pentatonic. So instead of playing, I'm just doing, just to give a different flavor. Okay? Okay? Now we go to the 5 chord. So one thing to keep in mind is this is actually position 3 of the pentatonic scale, not for the key of C, but for the key of G, which is, which goes like this. So we're just borrowing it from there. Again, don't spend too much time on the theory in this lesson. Just learn the lick, but that's where I borrowed it from. We're going to be covering a lot of these things in detail in the future lessons. So just bear with me and let's just play the lick. All right, that's a 5 chord. Now you're going back to your 4 chord. So in theory, if I simply move this thing, 2 frets down and play the exact same lick, it's gotta play well, right? So let's try that out. See? It fits like a glove right there. Again, same thing because you have 4 chord right here. But we won't cover that aspect of the fretboard yet. We're concentrating more on the pentatonic box one here. However, I am playing some licks further down just to show you what the possibilities are, So, and then we are back to our one chord, right? Again, classic blues lick. But over here, I'm doing a double stop. Instead of, it's like another classic blues lick, the double stop. Clapton uses that quite a bit. Again. One more time. And then you close that out with this lick. Okay? So let's play that out. Very similar, but you're stressing out the right note for the right chord, and that just pops that chord out, and it kind of appears like you know what you're doing, which is what it is, right? You don't need a lot of notes, but you need the right notes. So that's what we're doing. Either one would work. So the double stop, make it a habit to play double stops wherever you can, because it really adds a beautiful flavor to your playing. Okay, I love it. Just sounds great. So that's the lesson for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye.